Good morning to all. So, I am Shibu George. Today I will be chairing this panel, and in this panel we will be discussing about the quality engineering and innovation and the power of quality engineering and innovation to drive the business growth. That's what we are trying to discuss today. And before starting, let me thank Dr. Gulpreet. He has given a wonderful insight to us regarding the quality 5.0 and its revolution and how that is different from quality 4.0. It was an enlightening session for us, and even though he's not here now, and we would like to thank him for giving that piece. Now, let me introduce myself before going forward. I said I'm Shibu George, working with MRF Tires as the corporate manager, vendor quality and sustainability. So I'm an educationist basically, and I've done my post graduation in physics. Then completed my post graduation in business administration and as well as in quality management. Before proceeding, let me say that I'll be abiding by the by the code of conduct laid down by my company. So my discussion will be in accordance with the code of conduct and the confidentiality clause associated with that. So today we have in our panel eminent speakers. Let me introduce my panelists. Let me invite Mr. Ratnakumar Gorti. He is the Executive Director, Quality and Engineering in Deloitte. He is with us with a vast experience, and he is a genius in quality, let me say that. So I welcome Mr. Ratnakumar to introduce himself as well as to talk about the concept of QE, quality engineering, and the evolution of quality engineering from QA. So he will be talking on that subject. Welcome, Mr. Ratnakumar.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I'm Ratnakumar Gorti, Executive Director, Quality Engineering Leader at Deloitte, and I have total 30 years of experience. Most part of it is in quality engineering discipline only. So I want to just give a quick history about how this quality engineering evolved. So when we all started this in the IT field, the first thing we all learned was doing end-to-end, right? There were no separate testers, and the developers themselves used to do the testing, and we all used to follow waterfall methodology, which means testing used to be done only towards the end of the software development life cycle. And this trend continued until late 1990s, and then at late 1990s people figured out, when the developers do the testing on their own, probably there is a bias, right? So there are a lot of defects that are getting pushed to the next phase, and also the developers, they shy away from sharing some of the defects because there is a perception that gets created. So most of the organizations, they started independent testing practices, and so by early 2000s, the independent testing practices started evolving, and until 2010, there are a lot of innovations also that the testing teams came up with, and there are a lot of automation tools that also came into the market, like your Selenium, QTP, and then a lot of RPA tools, etc. Even that testers, they also started coming up with their own set of tools, utilities like Excel macros, VB scripts, etc. And so they started maturing. And then came the Agile. So until that point, the testing team used to be called as independent testing team, right? Then came the Agile. And the Agile started gaining the popularity by 2012 to 2015. And where the development used to happen in iterations in various sprints, and testing was integrated as part of the entire development cycle, right? So from independent testing, it became integrated testing. Then came the DevOps, right? 2014, 2015, DevOps came into existence. In DevOps, the developers, testers, and the production team, they are inclusive as part of the DevOps cycle, right? From integrated testing, then it became inclusive testing. So this, the overall, for 2 decades, testing matured over a period of time, and people, the testing itself was branded as quality engineering, because there is a shift in the mindset across the organizations, and the quality engineering was looked at. Quality was looked at as something which very important right from your initial stages, design stage, and throughout the software development life cycle. It's not just the end activity. Then came 2020s, like most of you are already aware of, the AI boom, right? With the AI-driven testing now is, emerging out to be the game changer in the quality engineering practice, and we are all up for the game, right? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ratnamar, for a wonderful introduction on this topic. Now we have Mr. Sudhir Pathak. He is the head of Central Design and Engineering. He handles QA, green hydrogen projects, and he is from Hero Future Energies. So let me invite Mr. Ramesh to give a self-introduction, as well as I would like you to deliver on how QE accelerate innovation and create a brand loyalty. I'll give him a different topic actually. So the quality, a lever for growth and value creation. How can you do that?
Thanks, Shivaji, and I'm really glad to be here. So I have been into numerous panels, but typically audience used to be from power sector or from oil and gas. So excited to be here because extremely diverse audience and even the panelists as well. So just give a brief intro what we do because of the diversity of the people here. So I'm Sudhir Pathak. I'm into almost 3 decades into the power sector, worked with NTPC, and now in the renewable sector, all across thermal, hydro, and now solar and wind, and all those stuff. So I'm in that part of IBP, and my organization is renewable arm of the Hero Group. I think you all know Hero Group, the bike manufacturer, and we are the renewable arm. So as we speak, we are almost 7.5 gigawatt. When we say gigawatt, is like 7.5 or 7,500 megawatt, which assets which we'll be putting up, and 2.2 is operational. So to say that, and like coming to what the question to us is the quality. So my function, my role is like I am heading the design engineering plus quality plus green hydrogen technology initiatives. So although technically, or you can say as per theory, maybe we are not doing quality engineering, but I can see since quality engineering both comes under me, so I believe we are already doing something without knowing it. So just giving a perspective that unlike a manufacturing company, we are the projects people, wherein in next 24 months we have to put up almost 5.5 gigawatt on the ground. And if I give you a few numbers, the 5.5 gigawatt, for 1 megawatt you need almost 3 acres of land. Okay, so you can understand multiple thousand acres of land, we have to put people on the ground who will execute the project in huge volume and with different technological, you can say, challenges. Number 2, we have to put almost $4 billion of investment in next 24 months. So that gives us a great challenge how to make these projects which are reliable, sustainable, where the bedrock is quality, is what I believe. In our industry, we put almost, you can say, I always keep on saying that in our industry, it is very specific that 95% of the story, how the plant will survive or live for next 25 years, is written in the year 1, because it is all capex driven, people driven in the initial being, and after that there is no fuel, sun god and Hanumanji is there who is giving us wind, and then we keep on generating power. So from that perspective, I think this is the right time when we can use Gen AI into the system, although we are using a lot of digital technology into it. Maybe in the next question I will take that chance to explain about that. But I think with such a huge volume which we have to cater, and we have to make our plant sustainable, without quality it will not work, number one. Number two, typically it's a mindset that quality is a different department. He is responsible for the quality. Which is, I think, like, it's very wrong statement to give, because whether it is a design engineer like me, or a quality engineer like me, or an execution engineer, or health or safety engineer, or anyone, quality belongs to all of them. They have a responsibility to cater in an integrated way, rather than it's a sole responsibility of a police inspector to find out the thieves. So I think I will rest my point here and then give a chance to others. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sudhir. So I am very much interested and I am very much happy to meet Mr. Sudhir here as part of this conference. Thank you for Dr. R.L. Bhatia for arranging a conference like this, because I am dealing with 300 plus manufacturing organization as part of my role in MRF. So one of the reason objective is to ensure that my suppliers are using renewable energy to a certain extent. So we have given a target to our suppliers that they need to meet a certain percentage of our energy uses through renewable energy, and we have given a timeline also. So I am not disclosing much on that. So, but no, now I have a friend, Mr. Sudhir. He will be consulting, and I will be consulting with him. I will be taking his help, and I will give a lot of connection to him and to my suppliers, so that probably the need of the hour now in any business organization is going towards the sustainability aspects, moving towards sustainability, and also when you're talking about sustainability, scope 1, scope 2 emission comes into picture. So how we can easily achieve getting into renewable energy? That is the easy way to get into reduce your emission figure. So thank you, Sudhir, and you can also get in touch with Mr. Sudhir. He is a project manager for the green hydrogen, and so probably he will also able to help you. Now let me introduce Mr. Ramesh Koranga, and he is the head of quality and innovation at Allied Blenders and Distillers Limited. So I invite Mr. Ramesh to give a self-introduction. Also to talk about, this is the topic which I was reserving for him, because by virtue of his role, so how we are all interested to know that, how QE accelerates innovation and create brand loyalty and also the customer satisfaction. So over to Mr. Ramesh.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ramesh Koranga. I am the Chief Blender and Head of Quality and Innovation at Allied Blenders and Distillers. It's a liquor company and happens to be number 1 of India and number 3 when it comes to multinationals in India. So we are the ones, who I was talking to all my colleagues. You do all the hard work throughout the day. In the evening, I will make sure that you are relaxed properly. So that was something which, and everybody said yes. That's the last thing. Then I said, then he is at MRF. We will go for a drive. So that's the kind of enjoyment this thing gives. I am into creating products. I am a person, who looks at quality through his nose. The subject was. I was knowing Mr. Wan, I was reading your things. You talked about the culture, you talked about PDCA, and you talked about mindset. 2 things you talked about. And Mr. Singh was there, he talked about human-machine collaboration. Everything is quality engineering. Everything is the acceptability of quality engineering, so that the right productivity comes, right cost comes, right appreciation comes, customer is being bound, and it creates a loyalty. So what happens in my job, I am from a industry where the portability matters, which has been drunk by the people. I will not say drunk, enjoyed by the people. Okay. In India, although all the other things are very generic in nature, but my industry is very specific. It talks about below 18 years they cannot consume it, although they consume, but it is been said. So it becomes even more enjoyable or carefulness for us to create a product which is considered socially not so good, but we have to make sure you enjoy it properly by giving you a proper awareness about it is not so bad the way you say it. So the first thing, innovation is what? Innovation is creating new ideas. If you talk about innovation, innovation is creating new ideas and conceptualizing it, dreaming it, then making it a reality and then making sure it is commercially successful. But what does the quality engineering do? It safeguards the innovation. If you really look at the quality engineering, it safeguards the innovation. And both of them go hand in hand to make sure the proper guided, secured business is being driven for the organizations and being served to the consumers in such a way that consumer appreciates it. Now how will the consumer appreciate it? He cannot appreciate till it is up to his satisfaction. So the first and foremost thing for us is consumer and the organization. So everything starts from the consumer. What consumer want? What is the updated thing the consumer want? It cannot be like that something which was 20 years before, very, very good. Today also consumer is going to see the same in the same way. We need to upgrade ourselves. We need to give him new ideas. We need to come and see what is happening in the world and how our country is exposing towards the international things. So what has happened very good as far as the liquor industry is concerned. Earlier we all used to copy, the foreigners. IMFL, it's a scotch, it's a brandy, it's a whiskey. But now what is happening, India is making the mark in the international business. The Indian single malts are going out. India is getting recognized for certain things which they are making. And the maximum business of rest of the world is happening in India. The kind of knowledge which we have got and the kind of quality accreditation now we are looking at, that is making sure that our systems are coming up to that level that we are going to be equivalent or maybe better compared to the international things, because we have to offer our things to them now. In our company we are selling products maybe somewhere around 50 countries, including US, including Europe, including even Thailand. Maybe very soon we will be at Malaysia also with our the unit. In East Africa, so everything is being appreciated. But how the loyalty comes? Loyalty can only come when the consumer is appreciating it. Now, is it only the appreciation which matters? No. Apart from appreciation, it's a delightment of the customer and the consistency you are going to provide to them. And for consistency, quality engineering is again a part. Not only for the consistency, also for the cost. If I am going to have an idea which is going to cost company so much and nobody is going to buy it, there is no meaning of having that particular idea. So it has to be good enough as far as the cost is concerned for the organization, because we have to look at the particular segment of the customers where we have to sell it, but at the same time in that particular segment, the customer needs to be delighted. Once he is going to take it again and again and again and again, then only the loyalty comes. And that is what we say is the connoisseurs being created in our business. So the connoisseurs only take the right products, and we always believe consumers knows better than us as far as our product is concerned. If we think we know better than consumer, then we are not at the right frame of mind. Consumer who's taking it or enjoying it in a day-to-day basis will even come out with small to small attributes which probably you have missed out. So being customer centric is always going to be so good for innovation and quality engineering. And also, quality engineering has one more part. It reduces the wastage. It provides the consistency. Line stoppages are less, as you were saying, and the costs are being achieved at an optimal cost. And if it happens, definitely these three things are going to get the more business for the organization. Hence the acceleration happens of the business, the multiplication happens of the business. So like someone said, people, process and product. these three has to come together and be towards a continuous development. Continuous means it has to be as per the time, current time. You cannot leave at the back. You have to look at, you have to learn from the back. You have to preserve certain things for the tradition, but at the same time, you have to make sure everything is as per the new consumer demand or his likings. Because generations are changing. 10 years after, somebody will take over where we are now. And some other people will come, they will have different psychologies. And as he said, cultural. So the cultural thing matters. The way liquor is being seen in the Europe, in the same way it is not being seen in India. But slowly when the new consumer is coming, that acceptance is going up. And hence, since the India has grown up like anything, our economy has gone up. Now general or average person is able to afford a quality liquor. General person, as he must have, he is comparing his last night's thought along with this, and you have enjoyed. Thank you very much for that. So this is how India is progressing, and the acceleration can only happen when all the things are integrated together. I was hearing out my friends, they are from not a potable industry, but everything is same other than the product. Their product is something else, my product is something else, but everything remains the same.
Yes, Mr.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you.
Mr. Ramesh, even though he was talking about the product he is making, but the rest of everything is applicable for any industry who makes any kind of product. So it's ultimately on the customer satisfaction, customer delight, and how do you achieve it. The practical side of the customer satisfaction and delight is what he has explained. So if you look through that sense, it means to us very much. It means to us. So now we have Mr. Bhushan Badja, and he's the plant head at Adweek High-Tech Private Limited, and I believe that he's a core manufacturing man. Am I right? Yeah. So from the manufacturing segment, the conventional manufacturing segment, he talk about the automation and is an enabler for the building quality and also productivity and value creation. So he will talk about this topic after introducing himself and talking about himself. So welcome, Mr. Bhushan.
Yeah. Thank you, Shivuji, and thanks to everyone for this opportunity. I am Bhushan Badguzar, presently serving as a plant head for the Adweek High-Tech. And before that, I worked with almost 20 plus years in Magna. It's a Canadian organization. Then with Bosch, German company, Belgium, Bekaert, it's a Belgian group, and then Crompton in multiple roles. So basically, while working with the team, I closely work with the key customers like Toyota, Hyundai, then Maruti, Fiat, Tata Motors, Mahindra, almost all the OEMs. And a couple of customers also from the tire segments like MRF, Apollo, Michelin, Goodyear, Bridgestone, and in the hose gates and Parker. So starting from my career, I had an opportunity to closely work with the key customers across India and as a part of the global team as well. So that's about my introduction, and the key focus always been how we can drive the bottom line and the top line of the business as well. So in the current organization also, it's my personal and professional growth as well in the company to drive the revenue at least 25+% year over year. That's what is the target. So as far as the automation is concerned, the question what Mr. Shivuji has just asked about. So I will talk about the manufacturing and how it is impacting to the quality, productivity, and the value creation for the organization. So last week only we had a visit of CII, almost 30 plus delegates across India to benchmark the best practices in Adweek. And we were very proud to share the one thing which we said that the inspection what we are doing at this point in time at the end of the line is the AI enabled inspection where we don't require the manpower or the resources. We feed all the information, and the AI and the logic which we have put is helping us, to detect if any kind of the defect which is happening on the line. Second thing, the data-driven system, what we have, the digitization across the platforms. So when I start my day, I just see the reports early in the morning, which gives me an entire clarity about what has happened in the entire day, in every shift, in every hour, be it the productivity, be it the quality, be it the cost, safety, and that is helping us, without taking too much time on the data stratification or the analysis, we more focus on the decision making. And that is helping us to a greater extent. In fact, on the process side also, the online process monitoring is also helping us to take the decision on a faster rate than before. So these are the couple of things which is truly helping us, this kind of the automations, and that is reduces the variation in the product which is produced on our machine. Also the predictive analysis is also giving us the indication before the anything wrong happened into my process and the system. So that's how is the helping to not only reduce the variation in the process, that is the most important aspects of the automation, but also to give the more safer and the reliable product to our consumer and the customer. So that's related to the quality. As far as the productivity, the major focus is on how we can reduce the entire the wastage in the entire value chain. So that let's say the couple of things which are happening manually, how we can automate, how we can optimize the resources which is required on my specific lines, because we have multiple production lines in the manufacturing plants. Also, by doing that, we not only reduce the cycle time, but overall we are improving the efficiency of the entire process. And I'm very happy to share that in the last 3 months, I joined this Adweek 3 months back, and within the 3 months we have increased the entire sales revenue by 22%, just working on the top products which is having the highest value in the market, just working on the entire value chain, starting from the supplier to internal process to the inspection till the dispatch and delivery to the customer. So whatever the wastages we have observed, we are working in the direction on the top issues, top concerns in the every aspects of the entire value chain. So that is not only enhancing the productivity, but the value that is we are creating in the entire process. And by delivering that, it's not only the customer satisfaction, but that is giving us the delight factor not only to the customer but the internal stakeholders as well. So thank you so much.
Quite interesting, and I'm sure that we are all able to relate what is stated in our organization. So I am also fortunate enough to work with when you talk about automation, it is the fourth generation quality revolution. That is quality 4.0. It, as discussed, it has started from the industry 4.0, and it's all about the connected industry and connected processing and the information flow, how we streamline this. So as Mr. Bhushan was talking about, today morning when he woke up, he is aware that what happened in his plant yesterday, and in every hour, and what needs to be focused based on the information, the stratified data available for him to process it and to take the decision. So that's all about quality 4.0, and actually speaking, he was talking about the quality 4.0 and its benefits. Now it's the time for quality 5.0 and how we will integrate the machine and human and to benefit more about this integration, more from this integration. So now we have Mr. Srimanta Jana with us. He is the Senior Vice President, Quality Research and Product Application Engineering in APAR Industries. He is coming with vast experience. And I welcome Mr. Srimanta Jana to introduce himself, and after that to introduce the topic, a real life case where QE impacted the business outcome. He will be talking about that, a real case scenario.
So, good morning everybody. I am Srimanta Jana, Senior Vice President, Quality, Product Research and Product Application Engineering. As you know, the APAR industry, we are into the core power and energy sector and transportations, telecom. So, I am from Conductors Division. You see the conductors are the connectivity of the grid across the globe. So, like a blood circulation of the globe. We are connected like that. So power, energy is the primary, and also it is integrated, how it is integrated with the connectivity, the data communication, or today we are talking data centers, with the transmission system, apart from the telecom system. So uh, you see that we are talking quality, how the from the conventional culture to the automation or the engineering, and from engineering to quality culture, how the transformation and rapid transformation taking, that is the development. We talk about technology trend. The technology means it is not just equipment or automation, it is the technology with the people. So first thing that to understand. So being we are the one of the biggest player in the power transmission and distribution across more than 130 countries, we are exporting and connected to the power and energy. So the aluminum conductor, as you know, it is a bare conductor. Throughout its life, it is dancing on our head, maybe 40, 50, 80 years. So for detection, there are so many quality control standards are available, IEC, German or American standards. But those standards, whatever OEM means, the quality control system, SPC, SQC, or the automation, beyond that, the AI is required, because across globe post-COVID we have learned lot of things, how to run the factory, how to achieve the confidence level of the clients. So I would say just one showcasing how we have implemented the bare conductor. It manufactured from molten aluminum, then rod, then wires like rope we are making, which is very sensitive to the environment, very sensitive to the electricity, very dangerous because of it is high power, 800 kilovolt or 1200 kilovolt, 400 kilovolt lines. So the integrity of the conductor, any small defects, it interacts with the snow, weather, this height, terrain, latitude, altitude, damping, its mechanical, thermomechanical and electromechanical behavior. So primarily by considering that what is the integrity, what is the defect detection system, if we check manually, there is a lot of human intervention. So how we thought that what type of AI enabled system can build the confidence level of the customer, so that there is no need that people will say by checking the surface quality, defects, dents, we apply for NDT application. Everywhere, every process you cannot have NDT. And NDT also that way it cannot build how you are making the reliability of the product. So we make the enabling the system that the every process of transmission conductors are being manufactured, any type of defect, any integrity, any loose wire, any its twist or the compactness, everything, any mechanical defect which can lead the high corona noise, transmission losses, those things directly captured with respect to the speed of the equipment. So that is one of the things, every product being checked, and long distance, whether American customers, whether European customer directly, that provides the reliability, how the conductors is manufactured and supplied, apart from the other testing, mechanical or electrical testing. This is surface is one of the things that there is no insulation, no sheathing. So this is one of the applications. So similar way, as a company we are applying many of the process, like we are making the electrification of the railways, grid connection. We are making the transformer winding wires, like it is we are putting stem or maybe some repair and patch inside your heart. So transformer winding wires is a very, very critical process. So those we are now completely enabled, AI enabled system to prove the reliability of the product, so that considering the product application engineering, how we are making the design for quality, design for the product, design for the process, and the design considering the application. So how it is interlinking beyond the automation through the culture of the people, from their mindset, from their heart. It cannot be checked that what is go, no go or pass, fail. These are all secondary things. It is basically the culture development of the people, from their brainstorming, from their upgrade technology, how they are culturally evolving day to day, so that this application, how it can be made most reliable to the customer towards the value addition. Thank you, sir.
The panelists were trying to introduce various topics of interest, which is going in line with today's conference. So I'm sure that when we introduce some of the topics, some missing links will be there in between. And I will try to fill those gaps by asking some of the questions to the panelists, and we would like, let's have the feedback on this. My question is that now what risk arises if quality is compromised in a consumer-centric industry like allied blenders and distillers, and how do you proactively prevent them? What do you feel?
If you really look at the risk in liquor industry, there is no microbial risk, because even if at a 42.8% strength you put up a bunch of E. coli inside, that it will die within a second. So there is no microbial kind of contamination. Chemical is also not there, because this is a potable industry where chemicals are not used much. Yes, then physical hazards are there, and that may come from the packaging material, particularly from the bottle, because that is something which is used as a glass. So there can be physical, but the bigger risk is something else. Bigger risk is being a lucrative industry as far as the psychology of the people are concerned. The illicit liquoring happens a lot. The duplicacy happens a lot. And that is very, very catastrophic, because if alcohol is being made without having a proper chemical process, there is a chance of excess methanol and excess low boilers or aldehyde being created uncontrolled, and it is been consumed, then it can have a human damage. Whatever happens in India at places we must have thought process, 20 log mar gaye, 15 log mar, that happens not because of the proper quality oriented process. No, a distillery, the investment of a distillery needs at least 150 crore rupees. And it is a chemical engineering proven process. Every science is behind that, including natural science. But only when they do it in a small condensate way, being alcoholic vapors, it comes in a vapor and then you can collect after condensing, that creates a bigger risk. So to control that, we also work with the government at places and make sure the right inputs are being selected, thoroughly validated through our nose, and at the same time through the instrumentation. That's a combination of human and AI. As I was talking about, I was impressed by that. And if all those things are being taken care of and proper SOP is being adhered, then generally a good established companies will make sure the right thing is being provided to the consumer. Yes, through I say automation and other things, 4.0 you talked about. Automation is there, but automation is not 100%. So human intervention is being there. There may be defects going to the market, and that may convert into some customer dissatisfaction. And when the dissatisfaction happens, negativity floats 100 times more than positivity. So if any of those loyalty quotient comes, that may damage the entire image of the brand, and it may impact catastrophically to the product. So that is something which we take care and make sure that consumer is being satisfied all the time by giving them no critical, no major defects. Yes, up to a certain level, some outside defects may go, but no to anything which is inside the liquor.
Thank you. Being a veteran in the manufacturing industry and quality, I am a strong advocate of zero defects. People say it's a concept, but we can achieve it when the technology increases or improves. Quality 4.0 came in, now Quality 5.0 revolution is happening. So with that, I'm sure that even Mr. Ramesh will ensure zero defects while passing the product to the markets. So now let me ask a question to the manufacturing expert here, Mr. Bhushan. Does the transformation to from QA to QE demand an organizational cultural change? What do you feel from your experience in the present company as well as in the past company? What do you think? Does it require a more cultural change in the organization?
I think it's very important. It's not only the cultural, at the same time, to drive this culture, it's a mindset change. Because if you see in the manufacturing, we have almost 3,000 to 5,000 odd employees, and every employee can contribute for the success or the failure of the organization. Like we just talk about, even if it's a single defect, it will directly pass on to the customer, and you will have a major incident which can happen. If I'm talking about, let's say, the car manufacturing, if a single defect has a severity of 9 or 10, it will have a fatality. So that's it. That is very, very important. So the quality assurance is more talking about the defect, identification. But however, the quality engineering more focus on how we can prevent this defect before it occurs. And that's what it's not only one person can do that, but it's a leadership intervention. That's what we said. We talk about that. It's a cultural change is very important if it is driven from the top. Second thing, it's a collaborative approach between the different stakeholders across the organizations. When you are developing the product, it's not only one person, but it started with understanding the voice of your customer, what exactly he needs. And then accordingly, we need to identify the machines, the process we call as the design for manufacturability or design for assembly. And accordingly, we need to identify the supplier base or the supplier partners who is able to do or have the competency to deliver the raw material which is required to deliver the exact finished product as per the customer expectations. And by doing that, we can actually reduce the value or the wastage in the system and improve the entire value of our product and the process for the customer. Because a couple of minutes back, we just talked about the people, process, and the product. If we combine all these three, then only we will have the profit for the business. And that's how every business we run for the profitability of the business. So in my view, it's the top-driven approach. It's a collaboration between the different stakeholders. It is the business analytics or the new technologies, the smart technologies, what we have. If we work together, then definitely there is what is expected results, we will achieve that or maybe beyond it. Thank you.
Yeah, now he explained the viewpoints he had and his experience on this subject. Now let's move to another question, and that is to Ratna. How is the role of quality engineering evolving in the era of Gen AI and hyper automation? So he's from Deloitte, and I'm sure that we will always look forward to Deloitte's and Capgemini organization for solutions. So what do you think, sir?
Yeah. So first of all, whenever there is any technology disruption that happens in the market, one team which gets badly impacted is the quality engineering team. The reason being, before the developers actually start using it, the testers need to understand, and the quality engineering team need to come up with their own set of process. And I mentioned earlier that it took more than 2 decades for us to mature for the shift in the mindset from testing to quality engineering. Right now, Gen AI came. And I saw most of you actually raise their hands when the question was asked how many people are using ChatGPT. And guess what? You ask ChatGPT to give your test scenarios and all this, it gives. So now the developers, everybody comes to us and says that I can do testing on my own, right? But it's not that easy, right? It's 20 years, more than 2 decades of hard work based on which we came up with a lot of innovative stuff. So from a quality engineer perspective, there are a few things that they need to keep in mind. First of all, they should take off the thought that they're going to do only the testing. No, they also develop the solutions using Gen AI. And using Gen AI, we can do all the activities that are being manually done by the testers. And my North Star is actually saving 90% of the manual testing effort. And from a Deloitte standpoint, we actually were able to reach up to 55 to 60% of effort savings, manual effort savings when it comes to testing activities. Now, when we do that, you can actually use Gen AI to do all the activities typically whatever we used to do in the traditional way of doing the testing. Now, the development team, they're also coming up with the GenAI based driven kind of applications. The next part is, I mean, it is not just sufficient for quality engineers to do the traditional way of testing. There are additional parameters that need to be tested, like your other GenAI solutions or applications. Is there any bias that is there? Or for example, if there are customer-based applications, is there any tonacity or hallucination, the reliability, explainability? There are a lot of parameters that need to be tested. So the role of quality engineer is actually increasing beyond what it used to be in the past. And the third and most important thing that we need to keep in mind is, like, we have built a legacy over the last several decades, right? Which means we have a lot of artifacts that are already there. Organizations have already invested enough in terms of procuring the tools, etc. You cannot all of a sudden unplug something and say that now it is my GenAI solution. No, that's not going to happen, right? It is a journey. So make sure, I mean, whatever solutions as a quality engineering person you're coming up with, make sure integrate it with the existing ecosystem, and gradually over a period of time, when the development team starts building the AI-driven applications, you also gradually improve your, refine your methodologies, the way you are going to do the testing. So this is going to be the role, and it is not going to change all of a sudden, but I mean, there are still some kind of perceptions that most of the organizations have in terms of the reliability, the trust factor, all these things. But they are overcoming all those things, and in the next 2 to 3 years, my gut feel is only purely my observation, nothing to do with the Deloitte's point of view. But in the next 3 years or so, there will be a lot of GenAI solutions that people are going to use in terms of the quality engineering activities.
Yeah, thank you on this. So for the interest of time, I'm just asking a quick question to Mr. Srimanta. With AI and GenAI, you were talking about AI and GenAI and how the testing is getting reshaped.
Yeah, just I would like to give one example. Suppose whether it is transmission product or maybe agro product or pharmaceutical, mostly many of the product directly, the aging is depend on various factors, whether it is temperature, whether it is humidity, whether it is other factor. Even transmission line, if we talk, it depends what is the humidity, what is the aeolian vibration or the wind directions, various factors. So earlier days, what we used to do, the design is done in such a way that it is driven. Maybe there are a lot of automation in transmission and grid system, but still it is static correction for load dispatch center and all. Now the AI driven, AI enabled data driven system is dynamic line rating, because the things, one is that how the innovation system is going on power and energy. Second is the crisis for right of way. Third is with the material and other technological development, how the efficiency can be improved, because the government of India itself, we are targeting in next 10 years, our power generation and transmission system will be double. So dynamic line rating itself, it is data driven, it will correct what should be the load, how it is balanced, what should not we have any short circuit, anticipated risk can be mitigated automatically without intervention of any human intervention. Even how efficiently the grid can be utilized. By that, there will grid efficiency is guaranteed with the data driven AI and DLR technology. So minimum 20% grid efficiency throughout years, it can be added into the value system.
Yeah, quite interesting. For the interest of time, let me ask a single question to the panelists before going to the audience. How do you want to comprehend QE and innovation in a single word or in single?
See, I have written down so that much time is not taken. It is successfully implementing new ideas and creating value for customers and stakeholders by delivering appreciable quality and earning consumer loyalty. That's the thing I thought can be the best to describe it.
Okay. So quality without innovation, you will not have long-term competitive advantage, and innovation without quality will not have adoption. So both of them should coexist.
Yeah, great.
If I say so, like quality is actually a mindset. It is not a baby of one function, it percolates. So how can we make quality as a cultural value? And that for that quality engineering is very, very important. I think from that perspective we should use whatever tools we have to make it as an embedded culture, not only for us, to our extended people like our contractors, our subcontractors like that.
Yeah. Now it's the tough time for the panelists. I'm opening the rapid fire session from the audience.
Good afternoon. I come from the space industry and we are an AI company, space AI company. So my question is to you, gentlemen from Deloitte. You spoke about the quality engineering aspect of it. So typically, you said it very right, there used to be a separate function, quality assurance and quality, and coincidentally I have had that manufacturing background as well. I'm a chemical engineer and then I moved to IT with companies like IBM, etc. So how exactly, the quality engineering in that sense has, improved the overall, you call it a product quality, in terms of, the overall function of quality assurance versus the quality engineering, the customer satisfaction part of it. So is it like, has it really, the dynamics has completely changed, or is there still a department that sits as an audit or a quality department that perhaps kind of works closely with the engineering, quality engineering?
First of all, I also did chemical engineering, worked as a chemical engineer and moved to the IT. So some coincidence. So there is always another quality department who actually looks after the process part, right? And what we take care of from a quality engineering standpoint is whatever is being developed, whatever product is being developed, whether it is actually meeting all the requirements, stated requirements or not. Now, how it actually developed over a period of time, initially it used to be, as I said, right, it used to be end activity. After everything is done, we used to test only towards the end. Now at each and every stage the quality is required. And now after the pandemic, right, most of the companies, the businesses have moved online, right? Which means what is most important thing is the speed and accuracy, right? And that's the place where unless and otherwise we actually match up to that speed, it is very easy for us to lose the business, right? That's the place where, I mean, we come up with a lot of innovative stuff, a lot of creative stuff. And today I'm actually telling, when I said that my North Star is 90% effort savings from manual testing activities, where is my North Star? Why? Because that is the art of possible with respect to Gen AI, and we can actually achieve it. Why that is required? Because the speed at which the applications are going to be developed, we need to be doing the testing and the quality engineering rate double the speed. That's why we have ensured.
It has manifested in a final product, in a final
Yes.
at an org level.
That's
Yeah, thank you for asking this question and answering. So quick question, one or two maximum.
Yeah, my question is to Mr. Ramesh.
Yes, please.
With introduction of Tetra Packs for liquor packaging, so how do you see the transformation with regard to quality of the product?
See, when it comes to Tetra Pak, definitely the oxygen does not go inside. So it has made sure the shelf life of the product, as well as the product profile is concerned, is prolonged. Second is the cost factor. It has reduced the cost impact very well, very much. And there the quality engineering comes, where you are saving on the cost of the bottle, of the cap, of the label. And also, since it's a pack, where the nitrogen is being filled a little, you are not giving space, oxygen to go inside, hence the characteristics are being maintained for a longer time.
Yeah, probably the last question, when gentleman asked for this last question.
My question to all panelists, when you talk about the innovation and when you evaluate the innovation projects, what percentage weightage you give to the quality improvement only? Because most of the innovation project talks about the process improvement or the other things, but what percentage of weightage you give to quality improvement?
Maybe because I belong to quality engineering practice, so anything that I do is directly related to the quality improvement. But very small thing, right? I mean, when it comes to innovation, anybody actually comes up with an opportunity statement or a problem statement, I would call it as. The first thing that comes to my mind is the innovation, right? How can I actually make it happen? A very simple example is somebody actually told that, okay, there is the screen wherein the font says is supposed to be 14 and the developer actually gave it as 13 and testing team did not catch it. With a human eye it is impossible, but that's where you have to come up with the innovative thoughts. So we came up with an innovative idea, solution, which actually can capture all the parameters and attributes and compare it with the style sheet and say that, okay, no, there is a mistake, even the font size. Right, to that level, I mean, each and every activity that we do is directly related to the quality. The innovation, all the innovations are directly related to improve the quality of the product.
Yeah, thank you very much for this. Now, for the interest of time, we are just closing it. So our panelists today talked about quality as a proactive and strategic way, and it gives business growth and it's a growth engine. And also we are talking about the quality first mindset will help to promote the faster growth. These are the points we are talking, we are discussing. For the industrial time, we are closing it. Thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you very much, panelists. Thank you.